Welcome to this week's video from the crew at Not Naughty, and this week this girl and this girl, we're going to have a chat about what it's like living at sea as a teenager and what their experience has been like. Now, we've been on the boat since late 2021 when Sophia was just 13 and Maia, you were 11? Yep, 10 maybe, going on 11.
Going on 11.
And the boys, Max was 2 going on 3 and Alex was 5 or 6. So part of the questions that I have regards homeschool and learning. Like, what did you find the transition from going from sort of intermediate, Sophia High School, into an online home learning situation? What was that like?
Well, it was all really exciting because it was something that none of us had ever done before, so it was all new to us and it was all an adventure.
And we only decided we were going to homeschool at the start of summer. The whole summer was a blur of fun and activities and just enjoying the boat. And when we got back into the next school year, with homeschooling, we had school books, and at first it was just excitement and getting used to it. And I did miss the social aspect of being at school and being around my friends all the time, but I had to be really determined and just self-driven and motivated. But overall it's worth it because of the flexible lifestyle and all the opportunities homeschooling opens up.
Maia, you're a very social person. How did you find that huge change?
Well, it was definitely very different and took some getting used to, not being able to see my friends every day, but it just meant getting to see them was just that much more special.
Back when we first started, we didn't have Starlink and we were running everything off of cell phones. How did that set up the whole learning situation?
Well, I was very lucky to be able to have Mum and Dad buy a lot of school books, and since I was younger, I didn't have like NCEA or anything to worry about, so I could just cruise along, do school books, and just kind of...
Because we were purely homeschooling at that point,
yeah.
So we were outside of the education system,
yeah.
And so we were properly homeschooling.
Yeah, just doing whatever we could when we wanted to.
Mum and Dad as teachers?
Yep, that was great.
Yes, it was. School books, they were okay, but it's a lot easier to use school books when you're younger. And when you're a teenager or you're doing like NCA and exams, and it's so much easier as being online opens up a wide range of subjects and just everything. Studying with Te Kura, which used to be called the New Zealand Online Correspondence School, they offer Zoom classes or like meets with your teacher where you can ask any questions that you want and they'll answer them, and they're just there to support you and help you. And they're always checking in with you, and it's a really supportive environment and everyone's helping each other, which is really good. And so you still have the same kind of support as you would at school, I guess, but you're not in a literal classroom and you're not around the people. You're on your own devices and you have to be like the driver of your learning, which can be very difficult, but you get the hang of it. And when you get to, I guess, you don't have to do as much schooling each day, and you get more done. I find that I get more done homeschooling because I can control how much I do and when I do it, compared to having set times that you do each subject or anything really.
Since I was a bit younger, I had online classes every morning for about an hour or so, which was just out of intermediate, middle school kind of age. And there were other kids in the class from around the same year group as me, so it was like an actual class.
It was like an actual class, because the kids were on the same meeting, weren't they?
Yes, yeah, we were all on the meeting together. We could all put our own insight in and whatever we thought about what we were talking about, which was really cool. And yeah, I just kind of cruised along and did whatever I could with the rest of the day, and it was up to me to get everything done.
So you could jam your schoolwork into a very condensed block of time in the morning, eh?
Yes, and then I could swim and go to the beach and explore and go for walks whenever I wanted to in the afternoon because I'd already done everything I needed to do.
What was the biggest change for you in terms of getting Starlink on the boat? How did that change everything for you? Aside from social media.
Aside from social media.
I was going to say social media. So I could use Instagram and stuff more on the boat.
Definitely getting to watch my own movies and TV shows and not have to download them whenever I wanted to watch anything. And another big thing is probably my music. I don't think I can live without music. And it's great not having to listen to whatever Dad's got playing on his CDs or on the radio. So it's nice just being able to put my headphones on and kind of just go into my own area and listen to some music.
I just meant that I could bring my computer with me everywhere. I can be on my computer from the beach. I've just got so much more, so much wider range of the things I can do. I don't have to just download anything or before we had Starlink, I'd have to print out schoolwork.
The journey of becoming a captain, Sophia, and being one day in charge of the boat by yourself, how's that gone? What's been the hardest part of that whole process for you?
The greatest challenge for me is more the technical side of everything boat related, like the engineering and just the engine room and all the buttons and the switches and everything that you have to remember, and you have to remember the order, and that has been quite challenging for me. I have been with Dad in the engine room quite a few times, but it's all very hands-on and technical.
But you're learning it, aren't you? Slowly.
Slowly. Yes, I am learning it. And I think it's good for me to be learning this kind of stuff, because if there was an emergency or something where I had to take over and be in control, I want to be prepared and not stressing and worried and frantic.
And I guess that's one of the greatest skills that this lifestyle brings to the party. It's teaching me, it's teaching Mum, it's teaching you kids how to be resilient and how to be resourceful, and how to also be really active problem solvers, where you can react to a situation and quickly decide what you need to do and how you're going to do it and what needs to be addressed. And the fire, the one we had recently, Sophia, what was that like for you as a first mate, knowing that you had to help me with all of the boat stuff? And, it was quite chaotic.
Well, I did notice how much of a quick reaction time you do have to have in situations like that, where Dad just you had to get moving instantly, and there was no time, you don't know what's going to happen. We had no time to just stand there and go, what do we do? You have to think while you're going, while you're moving, and if there's a problem, you need to act on it immediately, because if you don't know what can happen. And yeah, you just have to I learned that we need to be prepared for anything. And probably what I've learned from that situation is that we could have been more prepared than we were, and probably next time I think we will be more prepared. Well, not next time, but if there is a next time, yeah.
And that also brings up the point, every time we go out on the boat, something breaks, eh? So every time. Having the ability to react to situations as they unfold, having that resilience to be able to react and adapt, that's really important, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Got to persevere. And a lot of stuff does go wrong, a lot of stuff, but overall, yeah, we love it.
Maya, you're totally amazing in emergencies. Seriously, you're amazing in emergencies. When we had the fire on the boat, you took charge of the kids, you took charge, or the boys, and you took charge of Shiloh. And that was really neat to see. But also, when I cut my hand, when it was just you and me and the boys on the boat, and I cut my hand and there was blood everywhere, you just jumped right into it, didn't you?
I think so.
Yeah, well, my memory of the whole thing is just how quickly you ran down and got the first aid kit, and we're back here, and we were dealing with it felt like instantly, and that was really amazing to see how quickly you could respond to something. Now, perhaps everyone's favourite topic in this family is wintertime on the boat. Now, the Eagle ladies don't like to be cold. Generally, I love the cold, but everyone else not so keen.
I hate being freezing. Because all the cabins are below water level, it does make it icy and freezing and not very nice in winter. We love it in summer, but yeah.
And so perhaps you can hear it or perhaps you can't hear it, but the sound, that whirring sound that you're hearing is the diesel heater just going hell for leather, heating the boat up. But thankfully it doesn't use up much fuel, eh?
Yeah, no, it doesn't use that much fuel at all.
Well, it's good that we've got the heaters. The heaters are a massive changer because we can turn them on and it's hot.
But that's when we're in port.
When we're in the port.
Or when we're in the mornings, if we are running the gen set.
Yes.
Then when the generator's on, 240 volts on, then we can plug heaters in, dehumidifiers, the oven, cook breakfast, all of that sort of stuff.
So inside the boat's warm, but I guess it's
The
really
dog
when
missions.
the dog needs to be taken to the beach. And obviously, since she is my dog, it's either me or Dad if it's like really cold. Then I'm like, oh, can you go instead? But it's definitely, that's a struggle getting up in the morning and going in the freezing cold weather to go and take the dog to the beach or even at night time.
Yeah, but you don't have to do the first or the last
No,
one.
Dad always does that for me. I used to do it, but...
And that was a
yeah.
great time for
It
us, eh?
was.
Like bonding and just that was just our time.
Yeah.
Just going on the dog missions early in the morning, late at night.
Yeah.
And in the winter time, the phosphorescence.
Oh yes, the phosphorescence.
Phosphorescence.
Is so cool.
So there are absolute wins when it comes to wintertime on the boat,
Yeah.
going to the beach in the freezing cold and gumboots and getting wet, because the phosphorescence is
so cool.
off the chain.
It's worth it.
So, and you can't, we've tried so hard to record it and it's impossible to record, but there's nothing like a calm, clear, still winter's night and you're rowing to the beach and it's pitch black and you've got this just amazing glow all around you.
It's so cool. It's like in the wake when we're moving.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And every time you put the oars in, it just, everything's blue and shimmery.
yeah, and the fish as well. Sometimes the fish are jumping and you can see the splashes from when they jump
And
out.
you can see their
You
trail.
can see them all moving under the water because they're moving, so they're all glowing. It's so cool.
Yeah. There are benefits.
Yes.
As teenagers, is having a boat better than having a batch in the Sounds or going on holiday?
Ooh, well, I have had an incredible opportunity to go over and perform in the Edinburgh Fringe this year. I just got back about 2 or 3 weeks ago, actually, and it was amazing. It's the biggest theatre festival in the entire world, and I went with a theatre group that I've been performing with since I was 7, I think. And it's definitely very different going travelling than being on the boat, because on the boat we're constantly moving and it's in an area that we're more used to, whereas over there everything was new and never seen before, and it was so cool, but it's so different.
So different.
So different.
And Sophia, your experience?
Well, having a boat is a very different type of holiday. Like, you can't really compare it to, say, like going overseas or like going to a batch or something, because we're constantly moving, we're on the water, which is, again, a very different feeling to being on land. And I guess for our family, it's definitely our type of thing. But yeah, I love it, and I prefer it to being like if like we went on holiday to somewhere else, because we're always moving, and it's kind of like, it's not really a different holiday, but it kind of is a different holiday every time we move, because you've got completely new surroundings, there's new people sometimes, and there's kind of just always new things to do, and you can control where you're going, and it's not like you have to run by like a schedule or like checking in and checking out. You can kind of just do all of that stuff on your own time, and it's a lot more laid back and relaxed than a lot of family holidays where everyone's stressed and meeting deadlines and stuff like that.
The boat gives us an opportunity to access a lifestyle that we ordinarily wouldn't. So we're quite often outside of resorts and either anchored or moored on their moorings, and we'll go and use their facilities. Like we'll go to dinner, we'll go to lunch, we'll go to breakfast. Sometimes we'll do all three in a day. But that means we can then go and use their bushwalks, or go and play on their tennis court, or have a game of rowdy table tennis. And that, having access to that is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
And what's one of your favourite things?
One of my favourite things, I love being able to paddleboard and kayak up to the beach and just kind of...
When we're at the resort.
When we're outside of the resorts and get to go and talk to complete strangers that we've never met before about just how they got there and...
Because there's a real blending of two different worlds.
Yeah.
Like we'll come from the boat onto the sort of resort beachfront, and then the people at the resort have come there, not on their boat obviously, but they've come by water taxi or whatever, and there's such a common ground, and it's really easy to talk to people because instantly, you know, they've watched you coming from your boat into their space, and
yeah, it's just
chit-chat.
a conversation starter, I guess. Yeah, we end up talking to people for so long, and just it's amazing getting to see their stories and how they're here. And
It's like staying at the resort without staying at the resort, which is really nice.
And that comes back to your point about not being on a schedule. So like we could literally stay outside of a resort for a week if we wanted to, and or we could leave the next day.
Yeah, it's just up to us, which is nice. And also, I guess that covers the social side, because if you're at sea, sometimes it can be pretty lonely, and when it's just your family, like the cabin fever can get crazy, and you're all stuck in the same, like 17.5 meters as each other, and you do get sick of each other fast. But like when you've got resorts around you and stuff like that, you can just be like, I'm going to the beach, or I'm going over to the resort, and you can just choose to leave for a little bit and come back whenever you like. But yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
And by that same token, we've made some amazing friends being anchored outside their houses, or being in the same bay as another family. They might be on a yacht, they might be on a powerboat, but we're all sort of sharing the same space and sharing the same experience, and then all of a sudden, party time.
yeah,
It's great, eh?
it's so cool.
So, cabin fever is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. When we're stuck on the boat, it's great because we all have our own rooms. So we can just kind of retreat back into our rooms and put on our music, like I said earlier, or have TV shows and movies. And
Or read a book.
Read a book as well, yeah, or even do some schoolwork in our rooms and just have some downtime. Just to kind of...
The rooms are tiny.
They are, but it's
still
our
your own space.
Yeah, it's really nice having our own space, and it makes it... If we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to stay on the boat for as long as we can, because we would get so sick of each other. But it's great.
But you can also just scoot off to the beach and
or
go and lie on a paddleboard, or go on a mission.
Go on a walk.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
There's so many options.
It's great.
So we've also had some really wonderful opportunities that have come directly from being on the boat, like the time you went for work experience on Able Tasman water taxis. That was pretty cool.
So I had a work experience day, and yeah, I loved doing that, yeah. But I think being a captain of a large boat does require a lot of studying or a lot of work to do that.
But you have done some studying and some work, and you have achieved some great little qualifications, haven't you?
Yes, I have, and I'll continue to get those.
And then you've also, like the story of the Spirit of Adventure, that's well worth digging into.
That was amazing. It was 40 teenagers and 10 days on the sea, no civilization around us. It was really good. I loved
So
it.
tell people a little bit about what the Spirit of Adventure is.
It's a program for teenagers. I think 18 is the age limit, the oldest. I think it's 14 to 18 possibly, but it's kind of just for that age group, and it's very social, but it's a learning experience definitely. And you're on the sea, you're learning how to like run a sailboat. We have a day where we are like the crew and we get to take over the boat and we have to run it. We have to do the cooking, the cleaning, scrubbing the deck. We have to work the sails, which are all manual. And
because it's a big boat, isn't it? And it's a sailboat.
It's huge. It's a huge boat.
So it's like a 25, 26 metre or something? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It was huge. And I think it had three masts or something like that. But it was really big, and yeah, it gave a lot for leadership opportunities. I guess I'd never have even thought of doing that kind of thing had we not had a boat and had I not been on a boat. And I felt really comfortable going onto the Spirit already knowing stuff about like sea rules and just being on a boat and stuff like that.
And you've met some cool people that you're still in contact with?
Yes, I'm still in contact.
Shout outs.
I'm still in contact with quite a few of them. And yeah, because when you're in such an intense environment, you make friends so fast. And we were all like best friends by the 4th day, and then everyone got sick of each other by the 7th day, and then we were best friends again by the 10th day.
In the early days, it was your job to look after the boys and look after the dogs and keep everyone kind of quiet and calm when we left and came back to port. Now that everyone's bigger and doesn't need so much of that, what excites you about being on the boat? Like, do you want to learn more about how the whole boat thing works?
I would love to. I think definitely I'd love to learn more about it, but for the moment, I love being able to, I guess, step back and have all that stuff handled and just kind of hang out on the top with the boys and the dog and go for walks on the beach and all the real fun stuff and go swimming. But definitely in the future, I would love to learn more. Because
you're more of a sailor, eh?
Yes.
And you've learnt sailing.
Oh, I love sailing.
Love sailing. So perhaps a yacht is in our future?
Perhaps.
Mum? So socialising is a massive part of growing up, but being on a boat is quite isolating. How have we all sort of found ways to socialise with people when we're out in the water?
Well, we've still, which is something that's been amazing, is that we've still been able to do some activities that we did before we came onto the boat, I guess. Like for me, a massive thing is theatre. That's been something that I have been doing for my whole life and I enjoy so much, and it's great because I still get to do that. And for Sophia, wow, she does the World of Wearable Arts, which she gets to do over the winter, which she absolutely loves, and it's great because we get to still hang out with people and socialise with our friends that we otherwise don't get to see if it weren't for these activities, which is great that we're flexible enough to do that.
And I guess that's part of being located in a sort of central hub, you know, in Havelock where we are. We've got the ability to go out and into the Sounds, but we're also close to other major locations. So we're close to Wellington, we're close to Nelson, which is where we're from. And so it's easy for us to move between all of these spaces and keep up with some of the things that the kids have been active in growing up, so they haven't had to give up those things.
Yeah, and it's cool because we're like a part of a community everywhere we go. So in Wellington we've got friends there, a place to stay, we've got
and the WOW community is sort of wraps around us in Wellington, and then in Nelson we've got the theatre community and work and all the rest of it.
And then even in Havelock we're a part of a little community here too now.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a great lifestyle. A big part of this conversation has to also touch on the fact that most of your teen life, you girls have been recorded and the footage has been put onto YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all of that sort of stuff. How has that been?
I love it. I think it's great. I love being able to record everything.
I personally, I don't mind it. I like it because then it's videos that don't just disappear. So in 10 years or something, I can look back on our channel and go like, that was my childhood. You know, I can look back and it's like a photo album, or just, it's like all memories, which is really nice.
That makes me really proud, Sophia. I'm so happy to hear you say that, because that's the whole reason why we're doing this, eh? To make memories that we can hold on to, and life lessons that we can learn from, and experiences that we can share.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah, and even the family that we don't see that often, that's their way of keeping up with like our life and what we're doing, because instead of just sending them photos and like sending them what we're doing or teasing or something, they can watch our channel and they can see what it's really like, because we don't just post like all the good things that happen. We post all of the disasters and the emergencies and everything that always goes wrong, and I guess it's like real. It's what's actually happening. So they can message us and be like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened, or something, instead of just going, oh, those are nice photos. Yeah.
And they all get to watch you guys grow up.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes they even get to be in the videos, which they all love.
Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much for watching and getting to know these two girls a little bit better. It's, as a dad, it's been amazing watching the kids grow up. You know, having access to this sort of lifestyle, the freedom, the discipline and managing their self-learning, and the resilience and resourcefulness. They're skills that hopefully will hold you in stead going forward as you enter adult life. Thumbs up all round. So thank you very much, and hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much for watching and sharing in a little glimpse into our life. We really appreciate being able to share these videos with our friends and family and the wider community online that we are now meeting. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, as all of this really helps our channel grow. We also have a Patreon account now too, if you would like to engage with us more and get access to a deeper layer of content, as well as some of the art we have been creating along the way. See you in the next video, and we hope you find a way to be a little bit naughty each and every day. Take care.